Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to get started fixing a MacBook like we always do on this channel. Fix a MacBook today, fix a MacBook tomorrow, fix a MacBook every day. And let's get started. So here we have what looks like an A1466 MacBook Air. It says that it's not turning on. Let's see if we can figure out why it's not turning on and learn something from the experience of fixing it. How is your evening going? My evening is coming along well. Erica got to experience snow for the first time. Indeed, she did. Okay, so we're going to turn on the power supply, turn on the power supply software, as well as turning on Paul Daniels' software. And wow, the power supply software turned on at the same time as the Paul Daniels software. Wasn't expecting that. A race between the two. So this is not turning on. Let's see if we can figure out why. And also figure out why that alert doesn't show up on my screen. Because I just heard "Okay, welcome," but I don't see it. So I want to say thank you very much to Streamlabs for this nice glitchy setup you've got here. I heard "Hello, welcome," and nothing shows up. Oh, isn't that lovely? Okay. Oh, that's lame as hell. That's lame. Let's see. Why did you do that? I gotta fix MacBooks, not troubleshoot Streamlabs not working. Damn it. You piece of Schmidt. How Erica and the cats is still snowing there. Erica is doing well. She's learning what snow is. My kitty, Clinton is screaming more than usual. He always likes to scream at Erica, but he's been screaming at the top of his lungs at Erica for reasons I don't understand. I just insulated my new floor with blown insulation. It's fast, fairly cheap, and so easy I could do it. Coming from a man that can burn water. Thank you. Okay, let's figure out if this is working or not. Seriously? You're gonna do me like that? Alright, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, I'll restart Open Broadcaster. Thanks. Yeah, no big deal. It just looks like I had to restart Open Broadcaster. It was being buggy. Looks like Paul Daniels has contributed some code to OBS recently. So, let's do what we always do. Turn on the power supply software. Have the output on and see what this thing takes. The customer says it doesn't turn on, yet it takes 600 milliamps. Let's see if anything shows up on the screen. It chimes. If this is a backlight, this is a backlight. I'm done. Looks like this power is on. Great, beautiful. Job done. Let's see. Well, what exactly was their complaint? Let's read through their ticket and see if there's anything I should be aware of. Let's see what it says here. Alright. I'm just gonna do my due diligence and check is the front door locked?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's just check and see that the trackpad cable is not corroded, since that can mess with the power button working, and it's the most common spot for liquid to seep into this machine, even when it does look clean. Nope, nice and clean. Perfectly clean. Alright, waste of time. We'll have somebody else double check everything, make sure there's no missing, hiding corrosion, but that for me, this is a complete and utter waste of time. Not much for me to do here. Alright, let's grab another one. Hey everybody, how's it going? So today we're going to be looking at yet another dead MacBook. This is an A1466 with no power. Let's open this up and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it and if we can make it work again. Let's get it on the table, nice and centered on this mat. Beautiful, beautiful. If I want to make it center, but that requires centering the mat, which requires pushing the keyboard, which means pushing the soldering station off my desk because my desk is too small to fit everything. That's a problem that we have right now, but very soon we won't have that problem anymore. Because I'll have 3.5 times as much space as I do now. 299 square foot office. Just for me. Nobody else. Excited. I don't know, Kevin. Their sales did take a hit recently, because I know that they're now advertising the dollar value of their sales rather than advertising the number of units. And they increase, and that also just so happened to occur at the same time that they increased the dollar value of their products with the price of them. So I think that they're trying to hide the fact that they're selling less units. No, Rod, why would I do that? No, I plan on doing videos there. Oh. Okay. I'm going to open this machine up, see what it looks like. As soon as I opened it up, I noticed that there's no SSD. The wrong screw is in the wrong hole over here. There's a missing screw over here for the fan. The screw that's supposed to go there is not there. The Wi-Fi wires are plugged in improperly. Oh. Who touched you, little MacBook? What did they do to you? And why did they do these things to you, little MacBook? You didn't deserve it. Oh, I can't look at this. It just makes me sick. Stop. Just, Okay. I'm going to plug it in and see what it's doing. So I'm going to have my power supply software turn on the screen. do this. And the machine took 300 milliamps and then went back down to 18. And now it's going between 18 and 30 and 300. 18, 30, 300. 18, 30, 300. Let's take the board out of the case and try to figure out what that is. That probably is a short circuit on some rail. So let's try to turn on that it's not. Teresa wants to know where an L is. Okay. There's an L right there. There's your guy. Look at him. Look at this man.
Removing an SMC.
Hopefully Teresa's happy now that she's gotten her fill. All right. So now we're going to take this board out of the case, see what we can do with it. You're not missing PM Sleep S4L intermittently because of a bad CPU or internal board short now, are you? No, you'd never be doing that. Never. Thank you for the streams and educational content. And now, looking into micro soldering and board repair myself. Thank you very much. I hope it goes well for you. Oh my god. See how the fan is jiggling even though it's screwed in? That's because you put the wrong screw in the wrong hole! Why? 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 Mom. Little MacBook deserves better. I'm sorry, little MacBook. Why would they hurt you like this? I tell people not to buy you, little MacBook. I want nobody to own you. But that doesn't mean I want you to be long-screwed. I advocate for you to be an orphan, not a cripple. Danelle says what's wrong with being crippled. Nothing's wrong with being crippled. Nothing at all. An L got long screwed. I actually have a picture of an L getting long screwed. But it was a long screw for good, not a long screw for evil. Oh, yeah, they used the wrong heatsink screw over here too. Gee, I could save this and use you for the fan. This is a perfectly clean board. That's not nice. You don't want it to be perfectly clean. You need a hint. Why is it you... It does not have a T2 chip. Alright, we check our RTC pull-ups, RTC reset, system RTC reset, all that good stuff. PCH intruder and PCH intervermin. Well, these are all 3.3 except for one that'll be 3.03 or 3.00. Good enough. RTC reset pull-ups are present. Now what do we have for enable on P? Yeah, there's no enable for PP5ES4. Do you blink? Are you gonna blink on? Of course you're not, you bastard. Alright. Whoops. Crap, I scratched it. Alright, so 3.3 on PP3V3S5. Is the BIOS chip getting power? BIOS chip is getting power. So BIOS chip is there. It's able to communicate with the PCH. Huh. Yeah, let's see. Maybe we got a short circuit somewhere up there. Okay, so let's go to impedance mode. PP5ES4 is not shorted to ground. Maybe the SO rail, perhaps? Very rare, but it happens. It's rare, but it happens. Nope. Hey Lewis, what do you think about Microsoft Surface tablets? I think they don't exist. I've maintained for the past 4 years that the Surface does not exist. Then they can cry and leave a 1-star, Quentin. That's what they can do. What do you think of Microsoft Surface tablets? Are they better than iPads? I don't think the Surface exists. I wouldn't buy either. Like, why do you need a tablet versus a laptop? Maybe I'm being a okay boomer here, but I don't get it. Why do you need a tablet over a laptop? Is PMDSW power good present? I know I need that one as well. Let's see. I forgot to measure PMDSW power good. It is present. This is a perfectly clean board. This makes no sense. Fuckery. What is this fuckery? Fuckery. Jesus. It's none of the usual suspects. I know what I'm going to do with this board. I'm going to measure every single rail for a short to ground, not find any, look under it under the microscope 3 times, check for every single standard signal, replace 2 or 10 things, and not get anywhere. That's not how this game works. U1950 is over here, and it's nice and clean. Look at how clean that is. Need thermal cam. It's not going to show anything because it shows up at 200 milliamps for less than a quarter of a second. Thermal cap's not going to show you anything. Looked like a resistor was missing. Oh, you mean this thing. That's a no stuff, I think. I'll double check, but I'm fairly certain that's no stuff. But it's good to be sure. Yeah, it's a no stuff. Maybe too clean. How about measuring it? How about measuring it? What do you think I've been doing for the last 5 minutes? Like, just... What do you... Have you been watching? So the SMC is putting out SMC delayed power. Good. The RTC pull-ups are present. There's no short on the 3 primary rails. Yet you go to 200 milliamps and then die. $18 milliamps, 18 milliamps, 20 milliamps. 382 milliamps for... It literally blinks. It's the fastest blink in the world. That's never going to show up on thermal cam. Hey, the fucking thermal... Honestly, the thermal cam is going to be a complete and utter waste. I'll show you, fine. I'll do that before I move on to the next one, just to prove to you that it's... You're not going to see jack shit for a split second at 300 milliamps. It's just... It's not going to happen. You're going to see that little chip for the webcam buffer turn on, and then blink right off. Alright, let's find this damn thermal camera. Where the F are you? Do you have thermal camera? Oreo, do you have the thermal camera? Oreo doesn't have the thermal camera. Camille doesn't have it, and Chris doesn't have it. Well, that's God's way of saying this board's a waste of time. Move on to the next one. Okay. I'll give it one more look. Chris's desk, 0 thermal camera. Chris floor, no thermal camera. Camille desk. Lots of stuff here. Aha, here we go. All right. Maybe. Yeah, the first video... What's up? Hi. What's up?
Hello.
How are you?
Just around the passer by. I just watched your channel, so it's
Oh, cool.
hilarious to just find you here.
Oh, good to see you. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, today seems like a troll. I'll grab one more, but after that I'm done. I'm going to turn off the light in the front because it makes people think that they can stare in like it's a fucking fishbowl. And there we go. That got annoying. Yeah, today is this second stream has proven to be a waste. First machine I grabbed says no power, but there's power. And this is, but here, I will show you once and for all that there is no point of this. Okay, so let's see, where the hell is the stuff for the thermal camera? If the wires for it fell behind the desk, then I'm not using it, because then I have to climb. Yeah, there used to be wires for the thermal cam, and they're gone now. Oh, because Paul took the phone off of there. And since he took the phone off of there, I don't have the Ethernet cable anymore. Is there an Ethernet cable or a power cable here? Yeah, fuck that. I'm not crimping Cat 5 cables to use this. How the hell were the power cables here? What the fuck is this? Why are you tangled around the... Oh my god. Okay, is there an Ethernet cable anywhere there? So how... What the hell happened to Ethernet cable for the thermal cam? I'm not crimping a Cat 5 cable for YouTube chat. Sorry. Next fucking board. Right. It's fucking dead. You're not going to get... It blinks at 300 milliamps. It's not going to show up in the thermal camera. All right, next. Find out who took the Ethernet cord away and hang them. Hey everybody, how's it going? So here we have an A1706 that is not turning on. It says no power. Let's take a look and see what's going on with it. What's going to happen to that MacBook? It's going to wind up in Chris's queue. it's good. I mean, A, it's not. A, it's PM sleep, S4L pulsing. B, no major shorts. C, it was screwed with already. The screws are in the wrong place. That's an excellent machine for Chris's queue. It qualifies. Oscilloscope everything. You've not done thermal camera in a while. I use thermal camera when it makes sense to. It really doesn't make sense to on that board. We don't put things that are bad in the Paul queue. We don't do that here. Alright, so what we're going to do with this is the same that I do with all of them. Going to unplug the battery. Plug in the USB-C charger with a USB-C amp meter and see what it does. 5 volts, 10 milliamps, stuck. So it never negotiates 20 volts with the USB-C charger. I don't know, Andrew. Alright, so we're stuck at 5 volts. Let's see if we can figure out why that is. Let's take the board out of the case. This is a considerably larger pain in the ass to take the board out of the case than the MacBook Air, because you got screws under stuff, and you have T3 screws and T5 screws, because it totally makes sense to use 2 different types of screws on one motherboard. It's a great idea. It wasn't complicated enough. It's not bad enough that when you take the bottom cover off this machine, it cuts your fingers. You've got to use multiple different types of screws, just to make sure the person opening it feels extra valued. I met Tim Cook at Apple 5th Avenue. Thanks for not going. This is Rockford Media. Thank you for the $9.99. And was Tim Cook at there? I don't follow this stuff. I don't follow Apple new product release events. I don't follow their PR announcements. I don't follow any of that stuff. No, John, and I'm not going to for an absolute minimum of 1 to 2 years. Because for the firstly, people treat their stuff nice when they first get it. They don't treat it like shit. And it's kind of like shoes. People don't treat it like shit until they start getting scuffs on them. And then they treat it like shit and it eventually breaks. And that takes about a year to do. And B, the parts are not going to be available. So the supply chains, it usually takes 1 or 2 years for this stuff to be available. So when they released the MacBook Air, they released the A1369 and MacBook Air in 2010, and they released the A1466 MacBook Air in 2012. They both use the same screen. That screen was not available to me until summer of 2013. I shit you not. And that was back when I had a lot of supply contacts from running the supply company. That was back when I had access to a lot of LG distributors in South Korea and Taipei. Most of the people think that stuff originates in China, but when it comes to LCD screens, it's usually Taipei. And that was 3 years. 3 years after the machine was released for me to just be able to buy a screen for it. So a lot of people have this misconception that I can get stuff immediately. He was there, I started to cry, I think, says Rockford. Why would you cry over Tim Cook? Yeah, a lot of people think that as soon as something comes out, I have parts. I don't care, because when something is new, nothing's available, or the stuff that's available is only used pulls from machines that people bought at retail, which means that the prices are insane, which means it doesn't make sense. It's like when a new iPhone comes out and people say, are you fixing the iPhone 12 yet? No, the screen is going to cost me $400 part by itself. If I quote even half that to a customer, they're going to tell me to go fuck myself, so there's just no point. Like, I remember when the iPhone 5 came out, and people were competing to be the first to offer screen repairs on it. This one company was buying the screens for, I think, $205 or $249 and offering screen repair for $300. Why? It's just this big dick contest that makes no sense. I'm not going to buy a screen for $200 so that I have to offer a $250 or $300 screen repair to the customer, which is it's going to make them tell me to go F myself. There's no point in that. It's complete and utter waste. I'd rather just say I don't have it. For the 16-inch MacBook, I don't expect to be able to get screens for that until 2021. I don't expect the schematic or board view to be out for that machine until at least 2021. That's the business. Not to fix, just out of interest. Well, in order to get that machine to open it out of interest rather than to fix, I would have to purchase one for $3,000 from the Apple Store. Do I look like someone that has such interest in Apple products that when they come out, I spend $3,000 to open them because Apple products interest me that much? Really? Yeah, I love Apple products so much that I spend $3,000 out of pocket just to open, just for the privilege of opening it. That's not happening. So we're close to ready to get this thing out of here. Okay. Now, the charge port, I like to keep it screwed into the motherboard itself for a good reason. The charge ports come out of the board really easy. It's not like the old ones where they slide in. It's these stupid FPC snap-in connectors. And the cable itself is very, very rigid. And the charging cables are very rigid, so they come off really easy. I'm an Apple sheep, says Rockford. No, you're not. Don't say that. Don't be a sheep for anybody. So to keep me sane, I like to have the charge port screwed into the board when I work on it. So when I take the board out, the charge port is screwed onto the board. It makes life easy for me. So now we can take the machine, take all these little screws. I can take these screws and put them in a bag. All these stupid little metal covers and plastic covers and other junk so that it doesn't get lost. Goes here. The machine goes off my desk. We just keep the board by itself. And let's get to work and do our job. So we plug it in again. And we're going to do some basic measurements. Nothing crazy. So the first thing that we measure for, I want to see if we're getting pip3v3_G3 hot. Where is my pip3v3_G3 hot? That's the rail that's going to power these chips called CD3215s. Now, the CD3215 is a chip that speaks to the charger and requests 20 volts from the charger. These chips are powered by PP3v3_G3 hot. So if that power rail is not there, I'm not going to get a green light. I mean, I'm not going to get 20 volts in the charger. Same shit. Same concept. That's the rail that has to show up first. I stopped using Sheep Chat because it was pissing me off, cows. It was bugging out tonight and not showing the YouTube chat and only showing Twitch chat. And the emoticon thing was bothering me, so I gave up on it. Fuck Sheep Chat. So we're going to look at the board right here. This is a CD3215. PP3v3_G3 hot. Should be available on one of those caps right by it, right there. So let's take a look. And, oh, this is interesting. Doesn't look very nice down there. Doesn't look very nice down there. It does not look very nice down there at all. It's Sounds like half of my dates from the end of 2018. Okay. So it's plugged in, and on pp3v3 underscore g3 hot, we get 27 millivolts. Now I can't tell if this is corrosion or dirt. It's really hard to tell, actually. Is this corrosion or dirt? Is this corrosion or dirt? Or just underfilled stuff? This cap very commonly corrodes. Liquid loves to get in this little corner. This Hall sensor, I don't know. Is that just Apple quality solder joints, or is this... Because here's the thing. When I see stuff like this, it looks like it could have been corroded. An L is there to make you all deaf. Everybody say thank you to an L for turning on the ultrasonic while I'm streaming. You fuck. If you are wondering why there's that annoying noise there, an L's phone number is... There we go. That's all it takes. Alright, so... Now, you may think it's corrosion, and I would wonder, where's the green stuff? Well, there's no green stuff, so that would mean it was cleaned. But if it was cleaned, it wouldn't be this dusty. Now, perhaps it got corroded, then it was cleaned, and then that same person that had the wherewithal to clean their machine got all this dust in it again. I don't believe it. What was the most stupid scum customers? I don't mean to be rude. I don't have the ability to answer that. I forget the experience the moment they walk out of the store. I'm serious. When I have an aggravating customer experience, the way that I maintain my sanity is I just don't remember it. Now, if Steve says, you remember this thing, and he starts to tell the story, I remember it, then I'll remember it. But the moment I'm done dealing with a jackass on the phone or here, it leaves my mind. I don't let it, I don't let it take up space in my head. Because if I did, I would lose my mind, and I wouldn't be able to get anything done, and I would hate the world and hate humanity. And the only way you can really stay in a service business for a long time is if you retain the good experiences, but you just forget the bad ones. I forget most of them, to be honest with you. So this is... So let's just see why it is we're missing pp3v3 underscore g3 hot. So let's go to the chip that makes it. The guy with the glasses is cute. Says J Tanzanite.
That doesn't sound like a woman.
Anel said that doesn't sound like a woman. Yeah. Well, there's one way to find out, right? There's one way to find out, Anel. You won't know unless you give your phone number out on stream and then meet with them.
Are they in Hawaii?
Amy Saylor says it's a girl. How would you know, Amy? I think if the person that donated had the name Amy, it would make Anel more comfortable. Then again, it still could be a guy that's named Amy. Heather says, I can definitely appreciate someone who knows their way around SMD components. Heather, say no more. This man right here, this is a catch. This is a catch. He's charming. He's got manners. He wears a beanie. Okay, I mean, forget the fact that he wears a beanie. That probably works against him. He's from Staten Island. Sure, wait, that also works against him. Fuck. He's single, and he works here. He fixes boards. All right, so this is going to be the circuit that creates pp3v3 underscore g3 hot. Let's get that under the microscope here. This chip. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, see if it's being told to make that power rail. So we have it over here. We have a bunch of different things on this chip, and it says over here, PMEN P3V3 G3 hot. EN is going to stand for enable. Hopefully you can see that. There you go. Enable. EN right there. So let's see what we get on pin 10. Hey, go back to Anel. That was his time to shine and shill. Anel shills best when he's certain that he's shilling to a female. All right, let's see if we got our enable. It's going to be the pin that's up here. .03 millivolts. Isn't that great? All right, see where that enable comes from. We go in the schematic in the board view. We'll use Paul Daniels' lovely software to right-click on that enable and see that it comes from U7000. U7000 is an ISL 9239, similar to what the ISL 6259 used to do on the older model MacBooks. Let's take a look at that chip and see what it looks like. Also very clean. Let's see what happens if we re-hot that chip. If it doesn't, we can always try replacing it. Christian said 1010 would if I were a girl. That's reassuring. All right. Let's give that chip some re-hotting action. I don't know, it's all Gucci. Maybe as a kid, not as an adult. I think I went once as an adult. I think I went to Little Neck, actually, not to fully out to Long Island. I always thought about buying or looking at getting a house at the end of Queens. It's just, it doesn't even really matter. Even if you choose that you want to live ridiculously out of the way of the city, it still costs you $600,000 for an absolute utter shithole. And that's if you get lucky. It's just total waste. Makes no sense to own anything in New York City. Okay, plug it in. 5 volts, 10 milliamps. That ISL 9239 is bad. We need to replace it with a new one. And where can we get a new chip? Store.rossmanngroup.com. This video is brought to you by our sponsors at store.rossmanngroup.com. Thank you for supporting our sponsors that help keep us in business. On store.rossmanngroup.com, you can find chips, supplies, ultrasonics, flux, soldering stations, and more. With 4.9 stars on Shopper approved, same-day shipping from New York City, and free continental shipping over $30, you can't lose. We even offer free support, unless you're a Please Bro, live chat, and are adding new products every day. If you buy today, we'll throw in a special offer that your order will actually go through properly. What are you waiting for? Go to store.rossmanngroup.com to get yourself some authentic Amtech flux. Don't delay. Buy today. Around here, it makes no sense to pay rent when you could pay off a mortgage instead. Around here, it makes no sense to have a mortgage when you're going to have to pay $20,000 to $30,000 a year in property tax anyway. There's no such thing as ownership if you pay $20,000 to $30,000 a year in property tax. There's no point. You don't actually own shit because after you pay for the thing that you own, what's the point of it? You know, because you still have to pay the property tax every year. You're just transferring the money that you have from you to the house, but you still have to pay rent to live there. Makes no sense. Now, if you get a really good deal on purchasing a home, then by all means. Or if you get a ridiculous deal on something and you know the value is going to appreciate and it's going to quadruple a few years from now, then do it. Otherwise, this doesn't make any damn sense. Hello, Lord Haven. Welcome. Okay, we're going to get rid of that chip, and after we get rid of that chip, we're going to put on a nice new one. From store.rossmanngroup.com. When you rent, you're paying the property taxes anyway. I don't pay property tax, I pay rent. Now, maybe what you mean to say is that the issue of property tax is included in my rent, but I've looked at a lot of places, and even the ones that are even, a quarter of the way decent, even the stuff that's barely, you're still paying a ridiculous amount of money. Like, I pay $2,000 a month, and I have 1,100 square foot apartment. And it takes me 11 minutes to get to work in Manhattan, which is a ridiculously good commute. I'm spoiled there with the commute, but I'm very spoiled with my commute. How many people that pay $2,000 a month for 1,100 square feet have an 11-minute commute into Manhattan? But if I wanted to buy a house, I would be looking at spending, let's say I got a $600,000 house. I'd go to a 40-minute commute. I'd have a $10,000 to $20,000 property tax, and I'd probably have a shittier conditioned space than I have now. It doesn't make sense at all. Depends on the home that you get, Pink Sinna. There are places you can get where the property tax is only around $10,000. But you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel there. Like those places are going to be gutter trash, and you're going to be spending $1,000 to $2,000 in your mortgage for it after putting a down payment. At which point you're paying as much as I do now, and it just doesn't make any damn bit of sense. So. Oh, geez. Oh, jeez. Oh, come on. No, 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 no. For the last time, no. 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 No, 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 no. We have this no button here. And every time you hit it, it says no in different ways. I'm channeling it right now. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. For the last time. I don't know if that's a piece of the last chip that broke off when I removed it, or a piece of the last chip that broke off when that chip itself broke. But you could see these glass-looking chips are ridiculously delicate. And on the end of my X-Acto knife, there's actually a piece of what I believe is the old chip. Wow, Ben Wilson, it's almost like you're onto something. It works?
Yeah.
What?
You were right with the jumper wire, but the SMC was dead.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
very, very corroded.
rip. For the last time, no. All right, 600 milliamps. That means that we're getting a different response than before, which is great. But it never goes to 20 volts. Also, 600 milliamps is way more than 200. That's strange. That's actually very strange. That doesn't make sense. This is no good. Okay. What the F? Someone said chip is upside down. Is it? No way. No. No. Oh, son of a... Uh-oh.
Where did you send 3 volts to?
That's an excellent... That's a quality troll right there. He waited until after I powered it on to do that. That's 11-star trolling right there. When the chip is on the board, say it's upside down. So I put the old chip on my mat, and I put the old chip on my mat upside down, apparently. Luckily, how much damage could you possibly do at 5 volts? Nah, I'm fine. I'm fine. We tried to tell you. You just said it now. You were all talking about property taxes before. You just wanted to see something smoke. Let's be honest. That's fine. I understand it. Alright, be right back. Gonna grab another one. And while I'm grabbing another one, just so you know where I'm getting it from.
This video is brought to you by our sponsors at store.rossmanngroup.com. Thank you for supporting our sponsors that help keep us in business. On store.rossmanngroup.com, you can find chips, supplies, ultrasonics, flux, soldering stations, and more. With 4.9 stars on Shopper Approved, same-day shipping from New York City, and free continental shipping over $30, you can't lose. We even offer free support, unless you're a Please Bro, live chat, and are adding new products every day. If you buy today, we'll throw in a special offer that your order will actually go through properly. What are you waiting for? Go to store.rossmanngroup.com to get yourself some authentic Amtech flux. Don't delay. Buy today. This video is brought to you by our sponsors at store.rossmanngroup.com. Thank you for supporting our sponsors that help keep us in business. On store.rossmanngroup.com, you can find chips, supplies, ultrasonics, flux, soldering stations, and more. With 4.9 stars on Shopper Approved, same-day shipping from New York City, and free continental shipping over $30, you can't lose. We even offer free support, unless you're a Please Bro, live chat, and are adding new products every day. If you buy today, we'll throw in a special offer that your order will actually go through properly. What are you waiting for? Go to store.rossmanngroup.com to get yourself some authentic Amtech flux. Don't delay. Buy today.
I have premium white ads. Noobs, says Jason Barney. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Lord Haven. Thank you very much. I hope you have a happy holiday. Filled with honest contractors and devoid of property taxes and Karens and real estate brokers. Rapid cool technology. Lewis ignored my chat. I didn't see a chat. Did you say something while I went up to get a chip? Ah, does Erica know about the engagement ring yet? I don't think she knows about your plans to engage. Alright, I have a good feeling about this. When the chip was on upside down, it took 600 milliamps. I only needed to take 200 milliamps. Anything's better than what it was taking before. You piece of fucking shit. We're literally right where we started. 10 milliamps. If we are handy, email Dan at rossmangroup.com and ask him why we're out of stuff when he's the inventory man. We should be out of nothing. Ever. Okay, so let's see. Is this still... really? We're still missing an enable? Nice dodge. Okay, we have 5 volts. Wait, so if we have 5 volts there, do we have PP3V3? No. Where's PP3V3? That's bullshit. No, 20 volts. This is this stream is a fucking troll. Nothing's gonna work for me this evening, is it? You effing piece of shit. Okay, let's see. So over here, we have 5 volts on the enable for PP3V3 underscore G3 hot. All right, let's go over this like an infant. I have to do this very quickly because I want to get the fuck out of here and get some food. All I had today was a Westville sandwich and some frozen shit. I could use some food. So, D6902, what do we have here? On the output, what's on output? 5 volts, so 5 volts would definitely be going into my chip. Alright, what do we have over here on L6900, or actually R6915? Let's see, what do we got there? Zero. 0.03, 0.05. All right, that's enough that I think I may actually have a short. And look at that, 1.8 ohm short. And I know exactly what the fuck is shorted. It's a little piece of shit from before that always dies right by the NAND. Oh, I should have tweezed you off when I had the chance, you bastard. It's you. It's you, you despicable piece of shit.
You know what I like to do?
What?
I grab this snipping bit and I bend the shield forward.
Rip.
Very quickly.
Yeah, you little fuck. Fuck you. And fuck your family.
Always that cat.
Every damn time, I know. Every damn time. Alright, so this is interesting. We had 2 problems with this board. The first problem was that our ISL 9239 went bad. And the second is that little cap that likes to hide right underneath this shield for the NAND also died. That cap is a very common culprit to cause PP3V3_G3 hot to become short-circuited. Very common on the 820-00239 motherboard. And I want to point it out because you may actually miss this in the thermal camera. You see this piece of metal? Even if you have a thermal camera, the thermal camera is going to reflect a lot of anything that's metal. And the capacitor over here is going to get hot, but you're not going to think that it's bad because you're going to have this metal piece over here, and this metal piece over here is going to be in the way, so you won't see it. And if you use the thermal camera as your main means of finding the short, you're not going to get it. So look for that cap, and take this and just slit that cap's throat like this. Take your MacBook. You stab that shit. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. Just going to take your MacBook like this, take that cap, and do a jut. My instructor would call this a jut. Except this is the type of jut that you use to just take that cap and go. Now that PP3V3_G3 hot's no longer shorted. This chip over here is going to be allowed to speak to the charger and negotiate 20 volts with it, and then it's going to be able to get the power it needs to power the system. Because remember, 5 volts is not good enough. 5 volts is for charging a cell phone. 5 volts is for charging a GoPro. That's not going to do anything. But that's what it puts out initially, just because this is a charging protocol that works with many different things. If you send 5 volts to something expecting 20, nothing bad's going to happen. If you send 20 volts to something expecting 5, something terrible is going to happen. So obviously it's going to start at the lowest common denominator, which is 5 volts, because that's not going to blow up everything else. Once you got 5 volts, it's going to allow the system to create a rail called PP3V3_G3 hot, and that rail is going to power this chip over here. See where it says VN 3.3 volts? That's going to power this chip, which is a USB-C port controller, and that USB-C port controller is going to speak to the charger. So if we go to the other side of the machine, over here you'll see that this is where the charge port plugs in. See, if I look at you on the desk, see this right here? This is the charge port. This is where it plugs in. This is the charge port, right where it plugs in, that connector. Go over there. And if you click on it, at some point you'll see that this is going to communicate with our CD3215 chip, that USB-C port controller. I just forget which pin it is. So now I'm clicking all of them and looking like a noob. But luckily there's something called editing. And once I do that, I'll just look like a genius that got it right on the first time. So if we click right over here, you'll see, bam, speaks to the chip. So the charger is going to speak to the machine via the CD3215 USB-C port controller. And that chip needs to be turning on in order for the system to work, which means PP3V3_G3 out must be present, which means it must be getting enabled by the U7000, aka ISL9239, which also means PP3V3_G3 out must be present, as well as not being short-circuited to ground, which means taking off the little cap right by the NAND on the bottom of the CD3215 as it's on the right side, and then the system works again. You have a working MacBook, and happy customer, some money in your pocket. That's it for today. As always, I hope you learned something. See you in the next video. Bye.